Yeah, she just got out like 10 days ago. Her story is very different than mine, but pretty damn awesome in and of itself. So not only is she, the co-owner here, and my wife, and a tremendous pain in the ass, but she's also a veteran as well. So I'm going to let her come up here and tell you about her story a little bit, and then we will get to work.
Most veterans are a pain in the ass, I find. Little backstory on me. I'm from northern Wisconsin, really, really small town. Not a lot of folks enlisting there, but I wasn't quite ready to make that contract happen just yet. I did go to beauty school. I was doing hair for a number of years, working a lot of odd hours, cutting a lot of people's hair for 60 hours a week, nights, weekends, spring break. And I thought, what's vacation like? I want to try that sometime. And I had a friend at the time who was in, and he was going to school, and he was in the reserve, and I thought I could do that. And then I enlisted, and then I shit my pants. And then I got to basic, and then I got even more scared. And it got a lot worse before it got better. It was tough. It was tough for me because I wasn't really physically fit, or I think mentally resilient enough to sort of deal with what the Army was going to bring into my life. But the coolest thing I think I found was that since high school, I never really felt like I fit in anywhere. Even working at the hair salon with all of my girlfriends, cutting hair, and we'd go out to the bar at night, I realized I was, kind of surrounding myself with the wrong people, doing the wrong things, and I never really feel quite whole. And then I got down to Fort Sam with all of my friends, and I was living in the barracks, and I was, drinking on Friday nights, and we were, bitching about our drill sergeants, and I was like, yeah, this is what I've been looking for. So it was a really cool feeling to kind of have that first in my life in my later 20s when I enlisted. I'm a 68 X-ray in the Army Reserve. It is a behavioral health specialist. So when I met James and we started to date, and he was like, hey, I have TBI and PTSD and I'm a combat veteran, I was like, I got you. So it worked out really well. It's kind of the yin and the yang of things.
It's like living in a clinic all the time.
Yeah. I never did deploy. I did a lot of stateside missions. My reserve unit was small in Wisconsin, back in Madison, and so I would go to California, I would come out to Texas, and I would talk to soldiers who had just gotten back from overseas, who either the unit as a whole was dealing with a trauma, they'd lost lives or something like that, or an individual soldier. So I did a lot of weekend missions like that, CONUS, and it was really eye-opening. I only spent a little bit of time in the VA, not being on active duty, but it really did make me more aware of how severe the mental health issue is in this nation as well as in the armed services. So I got a lot of really good experience there. It made me realize a lot of things. Another thing that the Army really brought to me is it really made me realize, yeah, I'm at home in this, I have friends, I'm worth something. I never really felt like I fit in, like I mentioned, or like I was really worthy of like the right kind of attention. I was kind of trying to do the wrong things to get the wrong kind of attention. And so within about 2 years of being enlisted, I wound up dating a soldier, and I wound up in an abusive relationship. Little known fact about me. And that went on for about 2.5 years. And it was really hard because I kept thinking to myself, like, how did I get here? How did this happen? Everybody who knows me as like having my stuff together, and I'm really isolated now. I'm really, in this point where I don't feel like I can get help. And then I broke up with him and I moved on and I met James. And James was the first person to really make me realize I was worthy. And then James introduced me to CrossFit, and I realized not just a significant other is the person to make you feel worthy, you can have other meaningful relationships. So I think within the military and within the CrossFit community, I finally started to get a sense of meaningful, lasting relationships, relationships that you build with a person based on, of course, like-mindedness and interest, but also on trust and reliability and strength, right? A lot of the things that we talk about here with CrossFit. And so I would like to extend this workout to each of you, because you guys being here is the biggest thing for us, for James. I know Jimmy Graver was up here a couple of weeks ago for his dedicated workout, and he said, James and Hannah are really doing something special here, but you guys are too. You guys are too, by being here every Thursday, by being here every day of the week, signing in front of you, doing something to change your life. It's amazing. And then the last person that I really, really need to give a shout out to is Tracy. Because James and I get kind of put out, James and Hannah, right? And we had this vision. I mean, we've been talking about a place like this for years, and then it happened, and I still can't wrap my mind around it sometimes. But this place would not be here without Tracy Purdue. All right, so I want you guys to give her a Tracy. If you don't have a Tracy, all right. But that's a little bit about me. As always, I'm an open book. If you guys have questions, you want to talk food, you want to talk mental health, you want to just talk about dogs or cats,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. So let's hit this workout.